Well, after a rainy and very chilly Thursday, things really started to brighten up yesterday. A beautiful finish to the work week. And the good news is we get to keep the sunshine around all throughout this weekend. So high pressure is locked in. That's going to keep us nice and dry today into tomorrow and even into the start of next week before some pretty big changes start to work into the forecast. This afternoon, highs will be topping out mainly in the upper 60s. A few spots could get near that 70-degree mark, but for many of us, this is actually still above average for where we typically should be this time of year. So we've still been very much on this roller coaster ride with our temperatures. But you'll notice towards the end of next week, we will really get a blast of colder air. So let's map out some of these changes. This weekend, things are looking great. If you have any outdoor plans today into tomorrow, lots of sunshine, temperatures still a little bit on the warmer side, relatively speaking, compared to where we should be this time of year. Sunday, you might see a few extra clouds at times, but still remaining nice and dry. Moving on into Monday. Still looking to be dry, but once we get towards Tuesday, you can really start to see this moisture off to our west starting to knock on our door. I do anticipate us starting out dry on Tuesday, but as the day does progress, we'll likely start to see more widespread rain begin to work into the forecast. This is going to bring in much colder air behind the system. So Tuesday into Wednesday, we are looking at periods of rain on and off throughout the day. You might see some breaks here and there, but for the most part, it is going to be a wet stretch of weather for us through midweek. We'll still see a few of those lingering showers early Wednesday morning and then start to clear on out as the day moves on. Now behind the system, much colder air works on in. So let's fast forward to later next week where we start to really feel those changes. Look at the future feels like temperatures. Thursday morning, feeling like the 20s and 30s for most spots. A few spots could feel even colder. That's due to the winds really beginning to ramp on up, and that's ushering in much colder conditions. So all throughout the day, temperatures are going to feel significantly cooler. We go from the 60s, right near 70 degrees, to feeling like the 30s and 40s all throughout the day on Thursday. So it is going to be a cold stretch of weather. Now, this time of year can also bring quite the roller coaster of weather, from chilly conditions to also tracking the tropics. Yes, we are still tracking the tropics for about another 2 weeks or so. And we have Tropical Storm Sarah. Good news is it looks like it is going to stay far to our south, not impacting us, but it is going to be bringing a heavy amount of rainfall towards areas like Belize, Guatemala, and into Mexico. Right now, though, still projected to begin to fizzle on out as we get towards the next 2-3 days or so. So again, not seeing any impacts here from the tropics. For the time being, we are looking at lots of sunshine, a beautiful weekend ahead. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 60s today and into tomorrow. We'll continue this warming trend through early next week, and then the rain begins to work on it Tuesday into Wednesday, and then bringing in a blast of colder air by the end of the week. Well, we have finally seen a little bit more sunshine yesterday after a bit of a chilly and rainy Thursday. And the good news is we get to keep the sunshine around all throughout this weekend as high pressure is still locked in. So that'll keep us nice and dry today into tomorrow, even into early next week. And then some pretty big changes are headed our way. For today, though, you can expect mostly sunny skies. Temperatures will be trending a little bit above average, topping out in the upper 60s, pushing 70 degrees. So for outdoor activities, I'd say this weekend looking fantastic, though. No, it's not necessarily fall-like conditions, but it is going to be a great weekend to get on outside and enjoy the sunshine. Let's time out some of these changes that are headed our way, though. This weekend, good to go. Beautiful all day long. In fact, it's going to be hard to come across any bit of cloud cover throughout your Saturday. Sunday, we might see a few extra clouds drift on in, but still remaining nice and dry. That'll continue to be the theme, even heading into early next week. The mild and dry weather sticking around for a little bit longer. Then, as we head towards Tuesday, cold front approaching us from the west will eventually work its way into our area. We'll start out dry on Tuesday. As the day does progress, does look likely that this rain will begin to spill in across the region, becoming a little bit more widespread, especially Tuesday night in particular, and that'll stick around into Wednesday. Still some uncertainty with how quickly the system moves in and out. If it moves out very quickly, like it's projected to at this point by Wednesday morning, then our rainfall totals will still remain a little bit on the lower side versus it hanging around a little bit longer. Right now, with what I've been watching, looks like we'll start out with some showers throughout the first part of Wednesday and then start to see some improving conditions heading into the second half of the day Wednesday as drier air starts to filter on in. Colder air also does as well, so colder and windier weather will move in Thursday into Friday. So with our temperatures still going to be on the very cold side when you factor in the wind in particular. Use this as guidance because we still need to fine tune our actual temperatures towards the very end of next week, very dependent on this cold front. Right now, afternoon highs appear to be right around the 40s and into the 50s, but when you factor in the wind, feeling significantly colder all throughout the day Thursday and a very similar setup on Friday. So get ready for quite the whiplash of weather for us over the next week or so. This time of year can bring wild weather. Here at home, we've been on this roller coaster, but we've also been tracking the tropics. Yes, we are still, in fact, in hurricane season for a little bit longer through the end of November. And we do have Tropical Storm Sarah. Right now, basically, it's a sloppy system that is going to bring a heavy amount of rainfall for areas like Belize, Guatemala, and even parts of the Yucatan Peninsula. It does look likely that it'll get right towards potentially emerging out back over the Gulf of Mexico, but for the time being, really looks like it's going to ultimately fizzle on out prior to doing so. So we're not going to see any tropical impacts here at home. In fact, we've got beautiful conditions throughout the next several days with temperatures remaining a little bit on the warmer side, upper 60s, near 70 degrees now through early next week. And then our next rainmaker will arrive Tuesday into Wednesday, in particular Tuesday night, and then we'll start to see drier weather begin to filter on in. That is also going to come with much colder conditions. Thursday into Friday, highs will be in the 50s and the upper 40s.